Mike and Mike's Bags. Today I'm reviewing the Doubloon by Black Flag Cornhole. Let's dive in, break these bags down. As always, start with materials. Slow side, this is that herringbone carpet. It's the most popular herringbone carpet, the same slow side you find on the BG Wizard, Wizard L, Sorcerer, Swag Bags, Maniac and Maniac L, Wicked, Wicked L, Southwest Capo and Chief. It's a 5-speed material, or I call it a 5-speed material. Every time I review this, I talk about how well you can manipulate the material and vary the speeds. It's brand new. It's a 5.5, 6 speed. If you keep it clean, if you buy a fabric shaver and you shave and keep it smooth, it'll stay that 5.5, 6 speed. If you get it dirty, you rough it up, you throw outdoors, asphalt, concrete, you get, dirt, sweat, grime in here, it'll slow down to a 3.5, 4 speed. Most people indoors on a pitch pad or a smooth, clean surface, it's going to play about a 5-speed. So I call it a 5-speed. It's a very controllable material. So if you like to play kind of a dirty style game, like to shot shape, stuff like that, that's where this material really shines. It plays well on fast boards. It's great for rhyme bags in the hole. So 5-speed on the slow side here. Fast side, this is the same fast side material you find on the Sub-Zero Glaciers, the WTF Alphas, I think the gnarly knockouts as well use it. It's like a 8.5 speed, very similar to that Game Changer Surefire fast side material. Not quite the same, slightly different, a little softer material. I really like this material feels. I love the way it plays. So you're looking about a 5, 8.5 speed for these doubloons. Template wise, a medium template bag. It's a medium amount of fill, but the fill in here I think is 100% flat disc. I don't feel any round beads in here at all. I don't feel any of the thicker flat filling. It's all that flat disc fill, which actually gives the bag a little bit of a thinner nature to a little bit of a thinness, even though it's a medium amount of fill. So you've got a little more flop in here than I would say that a normal bag would have. It's not what I would call a super floppy bag, but it's on the floppier side of that medium for flop in there. The bag with these two materials get very soft when you break them in. You add that flat disc in here, and the bag has just a really wonderful hand feel to it. Also, because of the flop and because of the fill, this bag is a super forgiving bag. One of the knocks of herringbone is that it has a kick. If you don't throw flat, it's hard to control. That's why a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people stay away from it because it's tough to control. If you're not throwing flat, it's kicking on you, it's moving, it's a little unpredictable. With the flop in here and with this flat disc fill, this bag is very forgiving. So if you don't throw a flat bag, but you've been wanting to try herringbone, I think this is the bag for you. It's not going to have a really harsh, punishing kick to it. Maybe a little bit of a kick still there. I don't think you can take all the kick out of herringbone material, but it's not that aggressive, so you can get away with not throwing a flat bag. It's also a bag that has forgiveness around the hole because of that flop. I talk all the time about the landing zone, and the larger, floppier bags have that larger landing zone. The smaller, fuller bags have a smaller landing zone, which is the rectangle box you got to land in and get that bag in the hole. Because you've got flop here, this bag does a really good job of kind of grabbing that hole. So if you're missing left or right, you get that corner to dip in. That corner's going to grab, hook the hole, and pull the bag back in. With enough speed, it'll pull it back in and melt it. If not, it hooks it and leaves it there, and you can come collect it with your next bag. So it keeps the bag in play. It really makes up for your mistakes when you're inconsistent with your aim. You're struggling to hit that landing spot. You're a little off left or right. This bag still kind of helps grab the hole for you, keep the bag in play, and maybe go collect it the next time around. I love when bags do that because consistency is my biggest weakness when I'm throwing, and so that's why I tend to love a little bit of floppier bags. So love the flop that Black Flag put in these doubloons here. These are also ACL stamps. So you play in ACL events, you can throw these bags. Let's jump in, talk about playability on these. Every time I review herringbone, I talk about how versatile it is. It's a super versatile material, and it really fits a wide range, a wide variety of play styles out there, which is why I think it's a very popular material, because different style players can still throw it and play their style of game and have success with it. If you like to get up there and run bags in the hole, you can do it. Again, because of the nature of the fill and the flop of this bag, this is really well suited for those players who don't throw flat. Super forgiving bag. It's going to land fairly flat, run straight, true up the board. It makes it really great if you're looking for a little bit of a material that has a control to it, but you don't throw flat and you just want to run bags in the hole. I think you can get away with these doubloons by doing that. For me, I prefer herringbone when I want to play more of a dirty style game. I love the control it gives you. You can get up there and you can place blockers very well on the board. I tend to rough mine up, and I like to get my herringbone playing a little slower. I like my herringbone playing more at 4.5 speed. I really like that because I love the control I can get with it. I love to play dirty style games. So you put those blockers where you want. Even though this bag has flop to it, it's still a very collectible bag. Typically floppy bags, I talk about it all the time, they smash up, they accordion up, and so when you go to collect a floppy bag, you clip a corner, you're just smashing up, spinning around. I didn't have that problem in this bag. This bag isn't too floppy. So when I went to clutch it, just clipping a corner is all I needed to do, clip it and route it up there and take it in. I didn't have a problem whatsoever. So I had more confidence of throwing that blocker more and more on my opponent's side, knowing my last bag had come down slick side if I needed to clip it and pull it in. The herringbone also has some control for shot shaping. Now, because of this forgiving fill and the forgiving flop, you lose some of that shot shaping. So it's not the easiest bag for cuts, rolls, and flops. However, if you're above average to advanced in those skill sets, you can definitely do it. I was able to throw cuts this bag without a lot of trouble on it. It wasn't making those harsh, aggressive cuts that a bag with a bouncier, more active fill would do. But that's the trade-off you get, right? When you gain forgiveness in a bag, you've got to give up somewhere else, and you're kind of giving up that action. You're giving up the shot shaping a little bit to gain that forgiveness. And that's the balance that bag makers have to make when they're designing bags, is where do they want to focus on, what type of player they want to focus on. And as a player, when you're looking at bags, that's what you need to be focused on, is what areas of the bag are more important to me. Do I want a bag that's more forgiving? Do I want a bag that's more active? Do I want a bag that's more hole friendly? Do I want a bag that has more control? And you have to find which areas are more important to you and weigh those to help you determine what bag you're looking for. And honestly, I love when bag makers kind of pick a path. Sometimes bag makers will just kind of stand in the middle. They're afraid to go one direction. They'll stand in the middle. And it makes it tough because it's a good bag, but it's never a great bag for each other player. I think Black Flag picked a path on this and went down and said, we want a bag that has some control. We want a bag that's super forgiving. They really went to that forgiveness route. And hand feel. Like I mentioned, it has a wonderful hand feel. So if hand feel is important to you, if you want a bag that's super forgiving, I think you're going to love these doubloons. I think it's going to fit your play style really well. Like I said, I think these are better suited more for that hole running style player. However, you have the control to throw those blockers up there. It's a bag that you can collect. Again, not a bag that I'm playing a full dirty style game with, because I think the shot shaping is lacking a little bit on this bag. But it's a bag that I have the ability to throw a cut. You have the ability to throw a roll and flop. And you can be successful throwing those when you need to. It's not making those harsh, aggressive cuts. It's not going to be that bag that you're trying to learn to cut, roll, or flop with. But I think you have success with it. Overall, I think the doubloon is a great bag. And I really think if you're a beginner player and you're not sure where to start, this is a wonderful bag. Because of the forgiveness to it and the hand feel of it, I think it's a great bag to start with. It's a great bag to learn on. It's a great bag you can grow with. And as your game advances and develops, you can continue to throw this type of bag. It's also a great bag for, like I said, a player who really wants forgiveness in a bag, wants a bag that has a great hand feel for, wants a bag that has some control so you can throw blockers or control for those faster boards. That's what this doubloon is designed for. And if you're that type of player, go get yourself a set of these. I think you're going to love them. They're a phenomenal bag. Leads me to availability. Black Flag has a website, blackflagcornhole.com. As always, I'll put a link down in the description for you guys. Bags were $65. I think they might have had a design. Some of the design prices vary. I think they might have had a set that was $60 on there. I believe I saw, but most of them were $65. $12 shipping from Black Flag Cornhole. $77 shipped to you, which is a phenomenal price, kind of that mid to lower price point for ACL stamp bags. Well worth it. Worth taking a chance on if you've been interested in trying a herringbone style bag, or say you're a beginner player, not sure where to start. For $77, this is a great value. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with these bags. You'll enjoy them as much as I have. If you've thrown the doubloons, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment down below. I always love hearing you guys' opinions. As always, I thank you so much for your support, and I thank you for watching.